Hi there, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing my eyeshadow and talking to you guys about some of the thoughts that I've been having regarding what I want my channel to be, the kind of content I'd like to be producing for you outside of pretty eyeshadow looks. I'm going to be using these two palettes to do something, no idea. And I hope that you will stick around to hear what I have to say. First, I'm going to prime my eyes. This is the Glamlight Icing Primer. The color is White Frosting. Everything that I'm using is linked below in the description box. And if you've never been here before, hi there. My name is Rachel. I am a homeschooling, stay-at-home mom. I really just like to play with eyeshadow in general. Colorful eyeshadow especially. Sometimes I dabble in neutrals. But I really like to use my face as my canvas and just be creative with brushes and pretty colors. And I find it to be a very relaxing hobby. I enjoy making videos, I enjoy editing the videos, and I enjoy chatting with you guys in the comments. It's fun to have a little community built around this common interest. The two palettes that I plan on using today are the Rococo palette from Kailav Beauty and the Dark Fantasy from Beauty Bay. I have a project going called Palette Pull-In, which is where I have randomly selected a palette from my collection, and I'm having myself work through the shades in consecutive order, adding one shade to each eye look that I do. I just finished my last palette, which was the Through My Eyes palette from ColourPop, so now I generated a new palette, and it is The Child, also from ColourPop. So this is the first time I'm using it as my palette pull-in, therefore I have to use shade number 1. Right there is going to be an inner corner highlight, no problem. But let's get going with the look first. I want to build out my crease with this shade, and this shade, and then I haven't quite decided on which shimmers I'm going to use, but I'm going to start with the lightest and work darkest as far as these mattes go. I have a Blend Bunny B4 brush. Again, everything that I'm using is linked below in the description box, and I'm laying this shade in the inner third of my crease. I have been watching Hannah Louise Poston a decent amount lately. She posts a lot of videos on consumerism, beauty, fashion, style, things like that. I really like Hannah's style. She's very soft and slowly spoken, which is totally opposite from me. She's methodical and thought out. I'm going to use this brush now and dip into Blue Boy. Actually, I think I'll mix Blue Boy and Madame, just because they're both pretty and they're both the same level of depth. So let's just mix them and see what happens. I'll put this in the middle of the crease. Hannah's videos are quite thoughtful and she seems very intelligent. I just appreciate her content a lot. And what she has inspired me to do is look at my own channel. Now I've taken Grandeur and I'm putting that in my outer crease and also my outer lid. What she's been inspiring me to do is be more thoughtful in my own content creation. I started this channel to share my eyeshadow looks, and it has been a lovely journey of self-exploration, self-discovery, and also incentivizing myself to get better, to improve my technique, because there are people who want to see what I'm putting out. That's sort of incentive, you know? But as I look at my channel and I look at my life, I don't want to be the YouTube creator who is always bringing in the new so that they can review. Now, don't get me wrong, I have appreciated those creators because they have helped me make decisions about my own purchases. And I completely understand that if that is the role of your channel, if you review makeup as a job, that's great. And there's nothing at all wrong with having a large collection. But this is not my job. This is simply a hobby. And even if it did become something that I could monetize, I still think that my own personality would want my collection to be smaller, more manageable, less about having all the new stuff and more about truly enjoying and loving what I do have and making sure that I'm using it, because at the end of the day, it is money that I've put out. There are some palettes in my collection which I've received as gifts from subscribers, and that's a great kindness. But I still don't want my collection to feel overwhelming because it really does take the joy out of the hobby. For me. I'm not speaking for everyone, I'm just speaking for myself. I would like my channel to, yes, be focused on eyeshadow. That was why I started it. That is really a fun side interest for me. And I would like my channel to be an eyeshadow channel. But I want it to be more than that. I don't want it to just be, come here to get eyeshadow looks. Especially when it comes to the fact that I buy most of my palettes secondhand. I'm never on time when there's a new launch. And I'm not willing to put out a lot of money to get all the new things. So I have to be offering something else. A lot of my subscribers have said that they appreciate that I do use older palettes. And that's fine by me because, again, kind of my emphasis is to use what you've got rather than always bringing in the newest things. But apart from eyeshadow, what kind of content can I bring to this community? And it's not just content that I bring to the community, it's also content that I feel is personally enriching, personally of value, where I'm learning something in what I bring, or I'm growing somehow in what I'm sharing. I'm taking a smaller blending brush. This happens to be the B2 from Blend Bunny, going back into the colors and intensifying them a little bit more since I've blended them out so they've lost a bit of their oomph. This palette doesn't have a lot of oomph, truth be told, but I do want to accentuate what's there. So as I look at videos that I want to create, yes, again, they're all going to be centered around eyeshadow or doing eyeshadow looks. There are certainly still going to be all the things I currently do as far as tag videos or declutters, things like that. It's all, my channel's not going to change in that way, but I want to bring more value, like what I have, to the next level. I want to load up my lower lash line with the shade called Slime. I really don't have a plan for today's look. I feel like I've done this before several times. I don't think I brought in warm tones and I don't think I brought in neons. So I'm going to take Slime on a small brush. This is the B2 from Blend Bunny. And I'll put this on my entire lower lash line because it's really gonna spice up and brighten the look a lot. If you guys have suggestions as far as what kind of content you would like to see, I would love to hear that, but let me tell you some of my ideas. I think I want my channel to be a place of encouragement and personal growth and improvement. And I realize that that's a pretty broad category, but that sort of fits into what I would like it to be. Like almost any topic that I can think of talking about would fall under that category. So if I say I'm going to talk about weight loss, or I'm going to talk about decluttering your home, how to organize your closet, spending time with your children, creating a schedule for yourself, exercise, making time to read scripture. Those are really the things that I'm focused on. I'm not really focused on the makeup community. I'm not really focused on drama. I'm not focused on celebrities or becoming popular or trends. I really want my own life and, in reflection, my channel to be something of substance. My husband is currently in a university program. He's on a 6-year part-time track. And this has really got me thinking, what do I want my life to look like in 6 years? Because in 6 years, he will be graduating. I'm going to pull this green out, just flick it out in a wing shape out here. He will be graduating with a degree. And my life might be exactly as it is now, maybe living in a new house, probably have some more silver hairs, and my children will be 6 years older. For some shimmers, I'm going to take my pinky and dip into the Transmission shade from the Dark Fantasy palette. I'm just going to lay this on the inner third or so of my lid space. I know that I like contrast in my looks, whether that's color contrast or depth. And I'm not going to like this look if I don't bring in some contrast. It's a little bit too safe, and the colors are merging together in sort of a blurred, messy kind of way. There's not a lot of distinction between them. So this is the shade Transmission. And now, in the Rococo palette, I'll take a larger finger, my ring finger in this case, and grab the Royal Shimmer, which is a beautiful periwinkle shimmer. I haven't used this, and I'm going to put this on the rest of my, like half of the lid space. So anyway, in 6 years, my children will be 6 years older. I will be 6 years older. My husband will be 6 years older, but he will have had 6 years of education and learning and growth. And I want that too. I want improvement in my life so that 6 years from now I can look back and see the things that I've done, the things that I've learned, and how I've grown and how I've improved my home, my personal habits, my lifestyle, my wardrobe, my fitness level, my children's lives, my husband's life. How can I personally grow? And I'd like to share that with you along the way. I feel like if I share with you guys my journey of self-improvement, not only will it become sort of a video diary for myself, it would bring some accountability into my life because I've said these things and now I want to act on them, but I hope that will also encourage you to do something in your own life, to make changes, or to share in the comments what you are doing. How are you learning? Are you taking classes? Have you started an exercise program? Have you started to learn how to cook? Tell me what you're doing in the comments, because that will encourage me and it will also encourage other commenters. I have some subscribers who take the time to read the comments written by other people, and respond to them. And I love to see that byplay, because it's not just Rachel made a video and people are commenting, it's also people are reading one another's comments and insights and perspectives and opinions, and we're relating and connecting back and forth across the internet. I just think it's kind of cool. For my palette pull-in shade, of course, as I mentioned, it is the first one in the child palette, and it's called Precious Cargo. I'm dipping in with a small blending brush, and I'm going to spray it. This will highlight my inner corner. Oh, look at that. Oh, so pretty. I also want to deepen my outer corner because this is looking okay, but I definitely want a bit more depth, a bit more contrast out here. So I've got a smaller blending brush. It's also a little bit tighter. It's the B3 from Blend Bunny. I'm going to take Grunge and Spaced from Dark Fantasy, combine them together, and just deepen this outer corner a little bit. I don't want to cover a large area, which is why I've chosen a small brush for this. I just want to bring in a little bit of depth, and I'm going to angle it like this. So it's a little bit closer to my lash line over here, and then it's a little further away in the crease. And once that's laid down, I'm just going to dip into Grunge and put it over top to bring in a bit of a purple hue, rather than the purple and green mixed together. Anyway, those are some of my thoughts as far as the direction I want this channel to go. I really want it to be more substantive, have more content that's truly valuable, not just how to put on eyeshadow or pick colors or figure out color theory, but also how can we improve our lives in a less aesthetic way, something that will last longer and have more real value, while still having fun with some eyeshadow. Let me tell you how I finished off this look. In my waterline, I used the shade from ColourPop Creme Gel Liners. The color is Extra Frosting. On my lips, I first laid down NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Bit of Honey, and then I topped it with a little bit of purple. This is the ColourPop Lip Oil in the shade Paper Pansy. As a bronzer, I used Tulum from BH Cosmetics, and then as a face highlighter, I went back into my palette pull-in shade. This one up here, I took a wide, fluffy highlighter brush, and I just wisped the edge of my brow bone, and then I put it as well as a face highlighter here. It's really subtle. Most of my face makeup is subtle. It's really just the eyes that I enjoy playing with. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please comment below. Tell me some of your thoughts. Tell me some feedback about my thoughts. What would you like to see? What kind of value or content would you like to be on your feed when you open up your YouTube app? I'd love to hear your ideas. I thank you for being with me today. I hope you have enjoyed the video. Remember to consider liking and subscribing if you haven't yet. And until I see you in my next video, have a great day. Bye.